I didn't really get a chance to talk about old CJ Stroud, but I'm going to. You know, Houston could have probably won that game if he doesn't throw 4 picks. I didn't say one, I didn't say two, I didn't say three, I didn't say four. Well, I did say four. My hands didn't want to stop. He is 3-2 in the postseason. He's won his playoff games, those token games, you know. But he's also just looked bad in the second rounds the last few years. And it's nice. But I call him Mr. 20 because he can't score over 20 points. If he had any kind of offensive imagination, that team might be a Super Bowl bound team. They always get to the second round and they lose. They do enough during the season. That was a disaster in New England. Someone got to tell CJ Stroud, you don't quarterback for both teams. I think he thought that this was like playing sandlot or street touch football. You remember back in the day, you get the Nerf football out, you get that fresh ball out that you got from the store, the fresh college football, first football, and you was excited. And you got to play quarterback because you had a good arm, and they let you quarterback both teams, and you were just throwing passes, and, except you throwing it to the wrong team. He even got his man hurt throwing a bad ball behind the dude and got hit. And just like, man, what are you doing in the snow? And the turning point was at pick 6 before when it was 10-7. Throw the ball away, take a sack. Just don't throw the ball to the other team. Do you need some new glasses? Can you see? And then he had the audacity at the press conference to say, I don't think I should have came out. And you know what I was thinking? I was having a Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal flashback to one of their segments on NBA, Inside the NBA with who he played for. Because I'm like, who are you playing for? You just throwing anything up there? What are you, like a blind man throwing darts in the dark? And you hope if I throw something long enough, it'll stick. Maybe it'll stick. I mean, you can't be serious, can you? Don't answer that. He was. He was just slanging like Phillip Rivers was his spirits was calling. Like he had felt the spirits of Jameson Winston. I'm like, dude, what are you doing, yo? What are you doing? But hey, this is what the Texans have got stuck with. And it's going to be interesting if they continue with him or they decide to move on. Fans want Joe Burrow or they want Lamar Jackson. I don't blame them. Do you realize if Houston had a legit quarterback, where they might be right now? Even Jordan Love, who's a little bit about in the same boat for being missed the second round, but he played his tail off in that game. It's just their defense was sorry for Green Bay. It's better fit. CJ Stroud can win you a few games, but he can't win you no games that matter. And, when cats start stat padding postseason wins, and they get exposed. This was embarrassing. New England's defense ain't that good. And you can't be that bad. You can't be throwing up them lollipops like that. And you want $300 million. And look, then you're making people miss Deshaun Watson because Deshaun Watson, before the whole parlor and the back rubs, say what you want. D. Watt had that team legit. CJ Stroud, the game that really showed me, I remember that game against the Lions a couple years ago. 6 turnovers and all he could put up was 20 points. He just doesn't do anything on offense. He does just enough to get by. That game against Pittsburgh, if it wasn't for the Texans defense, that would have been a 1-score game. He really doesn't do anything on offense. He just kind of floats around and gets by. Well, if they ever want to win, they may have to move on from him. But this turkey was the lose. I'm talking about. I want to stay out there. My teammates had my back. I said, unless you got some videotape on some people, where else can you get away with throwing 4 picks before halftime? My man, that's the game right there. And any team that's worth their salt and sand is just going to know that they're going to have a field day with you. I don't know who you're playing for, but you were fantasy football nightmare. I think the Houston Texans might consider getting another quarterback. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share the video if you like, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, up on time, peace.